Hello everybody, I'm Action Point Andy, and welcome to the Banner Saga, which, this is a game that I've actually beaten in the past, except it can actually have a lot of different ways that things can turn out, apparently. It's like a choice-based game, where certain people may not make it, certain choices might decide the fate of the world. There's a lot of actual character development that could actually come to a very sudden end. So I wanted to actually exhibit this game on my channel because I honestly think it's a marvelous game, and I feel like it might be one that's kind of like a hidden gem, essentially, like maybe looked over pretty often. And I wanted to make sure that I want to do my part to kind of bring it to light because I thought it was a fantastic game. And I haven't played it in a minute, and I kind of forget certain aspects of what may have happened. But I remember making it to the end and just thinking it was like a pretty great game. I just really enjoyed it. That being said, I'd like to start a new wait. I want to make sure, am I on, I don't know if last time I played on it, I think I gave hard mode a try. Oh, okay, it's on normal. Never mind, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. Back. Okay. With that being said, let's start it. It's essentially, just to give like a little synopsis, it's kind of just like a, one of those caravan kind of games where they go through days, people can starve, that kind of thing, but it's set in like a Norse world with giants and humans and these stone things called dredge, and there's a whole lot to it. And there's a whole lot more that I don't know about it. I do know there's 2 other games in the saga, which I haven't actually played yet, so I'd like to actually get to try those, but let's start the first, and I will exhibit those on my channel as well, when we get there. But for now, lights, camera, Andy. Boop. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. One of which I know is Rook, who's kind of the guy on the main title. The gods are dead. In their wake, men and giants survived through a tenuous alliance driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun. That's kind of it's kind of a big deal. There we go. Stoic. I would be more than a little concerned if the sun stopped. Mostly because there would be no nighttime, and how would we sleep, ever?
It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds.
Fair. Can understand that. So yeah, everybody's going about their business.
Stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Yeah, so the sun has quite literally stopped in the sky, and everybody's just kind of going about their business, doing their thing. And there they are, the giant lads. Oh boy. Big trouble. Big trouble. Giant trouble, actually. And here we go. So no, this game's a lot of fun, and it's actually a strategy game, which I don't get to play a lot of strategy games, so that's probably why I'm a little extra fond of it. It's kind of challenging at times, so if I remember right. Here we go! You arrived just in time. The chieftain and Red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Use R to pan around, zoom in and out with R2 and L2, and X to continue. Portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your allies are blue, the enemy is red. It's your turn to act. With my shield banger. Movement happens before action. This ring shows your shield banger is active. The blue tile around him shows where he can move. Some characters fill more tiles than others. The horned allies are a race of giants called Varl who take up 4 tiles each, while humans fill a single tile. This can have a huge impact on your strategy. Use L to choose the tile, and then press X to confirm the move. Move your shield banger here to get him into attack range. Bam! Enemy tiles are red and pulse if the enemy is in range. To target a nearby enemy, use left stick to select the attack icon, then press X to target the enemy. You can choose to either attack the enemy's strength or break his armor. The number beneath each icon, 2, 5, show the damage you will do to that stat. Strength counts as both health and damage. A loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. Armor blocks strength damage but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to take more damage in the future. The enemy has only 5 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill him. Use left and X to select the fist to attack strength. Then press X to confirm. Yeet. +1 renown. Just like that. He's down! Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve your characters. After taking an action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate, even if you are outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shield banger's high armor. Boop! Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. By moving on gold tiles, a unit can move further than usual at the cost of 1 willpower per gold tile. Red pulsing tiles beneath your enemies show how close you'll have to get to be in range. Move your Warhawk into attack range using L and X. There they are. Get 'em, Warhawk. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives him a unique advantage. Your unit menu combat options include Move, Ability, Attack, and End Turn. Use L and X to activate the purple ability now. The ability description appears in the tooltips below. The Warhawk's Tempest allows him to slam multiple enemies at once. Select an enemy, and then confirm your choice with X. Whip 'em! Damn. That made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. When there is only 1 enemy left, players enter pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a row. If a character does not move on his turn, he can rest to gain 1 willpower. The chieftain will rest this turn. Oh. Looks like the chieftain is in some trouble. Your shield banger won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can be used to boost your damage. So back to L and X. And boop. And willpower. Yep. There he goes. And just like that, we win. We got 6 renown. Ooh.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed. watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade. Quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his last. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I'm in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal. I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
There we go. We got permission to utilize his men and everything. Chapter 1. Only the sun has stopped. This is gonna be great. Alright. So it is a lot of text, but that's where a lot of the story comes into play, and it is a grand story. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eirik, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? It is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eirik. It's been worse. We've got a lot of irons in the fire. What does he want exactly? Scaflings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Alright then. Use L or L1 and R1 to highlight the market tent, and press X to visit the merchant. Boop. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-face houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Let's see. Hod? Hod? I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Scafling's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Hod. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's gonna try to kill you this time. I don't talk to... They don't talk to me. Eirik, need some help here? Hod, I had a change of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Hod sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Wait, just... buy one of these. If everybody thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? Let's pay him. You toss a sliver of silver on the table. Both men look at you with surprise. Hod gestures meekly to a variety of junk from his stall. Take whatever you like. Only thing I'd like is the name of a place. Nobleman, up by Eastwall, but that was months ago last I know. Hod skulks away with a wave of Eirik's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Gunolf. Are we done here? Gunolf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No, just bought 'em while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. Better than an eggplant. That's fair. Gunolf goes off to look at more stalls. Eirik, that man of yours seemed unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Hod, but he used to be Scafling. If they're slicking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a meat hall? Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm gonna find him. I'll meet you there. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? What a luxury! Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tide. So double it. I'll remind him. Okay. I feel like Eirik doesn't really care. But he'll make sure. I'm sure he's a man of his word, just doesn't much care what we ask of the what we ask of the leadership here. We're walking through the front door. You arrive in front of what must be noblemen. A few minutes later, Eirik appears with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eirik says over his shoulder. Ready? You're walking through the front door? They ran to a mead house, says Valgard. I'll be surprised if they can stand up straight right now. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eirik is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken scalfings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead steins in the process. Well, let's get to slaughtering, I guess. Right in the middle of the mead house. Here we go. Ready, I suppose. So one of them's probably gonna move first. Let me get this guy going here. End turn. Oh, I hope that guy doesn't come up next. See if we can't cause some damage, Eirik. Nice. That'll prevent Eirik from getting hit, I hope. There we go. Big shieldy boys in play. Gnolf doesn't have much armor, so I'm just gonna rest real quick. There we go. Yeah, let's stop him in his tracks, why don't we? Yeah! I think I might have just used all my willpower, but figure I'd get him a kill. Oof. Let's hold off on Gnolf here. I'm gonna end that turn once more. Oh, surrounded him. That kind of works out. Damage him. Oh, jeez. Nice. Promotion. Now Gnolf's in trouble. But let's see if I can't damage some armor here. Plus, this might work out. Gnolf's got a pretty great ability, huh? Whoop. Oh! Promoted, just like that. Did he kill 3? Alright then. You hard. There, let's get him another kill. Ooh! Another murder for Eirik. I'm gonna let Gnolf get this last one. He deserves it after murdering fucking 3 with one swing. Nice. Good on you, boys. Mopped them right up. Promotion for Eirik, tempered by blood, pain, and resolve. And for Gnolf. I have no idea if I'm butchering their names. I think Eirik's for sure right. Gnolf, don't know. Don't really know. There they are. Gods be damned, I've got to go wash off this blood. Eirik is looking out the hall's window onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Vognir, next for Varl Kingship last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guess. See what I deal with all day long? Ah, things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me, the governor. That's fair. See, Eirik doesn't care. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? What is it? If you happen to stall your guest down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eirik and Volgard hustle from the mead house. To his credit, Eirik tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Doing a solid for Eirik. Alright, look at all those ships come in. I'm not too sure they ever stop, so... To the docks! Wagner! A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind you recall a much younger version, tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old. If there is Wagner, there must be Hakon. Must there? Ooh, there he is. Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yaks, and what age do you lose a sense of shame? Gerunder demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Marberang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering, golden wolf head emblazoned on red, the king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Luden. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visited his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but, let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where's Moger? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strange to you. Guess I'm off to find Moger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ships. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Luden looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think? Fair. I think that's a good assumption. Wariness suddenly settles in and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. So here's talking options. L1, R1, and X as usual. Let's deal with Hakon first. Scrivener! You find Hakon in a mead house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon. Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies, so we added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yox fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself, too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Wagner's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. And the prince. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Luden. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Luden. Yes, you're with Wagner? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grovheim with my guards. Luden looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. A Varl historian? Aha! Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Luden takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Wagner came to our capital in Arborang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grovheim, to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men in Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. He's charming. Alright, to the Great Hall. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers, all there, just as promised to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eirik had anything to do with that. Plus 20 renown. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner is already here. A while later, Luden and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Moger steps forward, Wagner's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of this unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. You follow Moger and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort, just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. That's fair, I suppose. That is kind of the vibe I got from that place, huh? You're right. Here we go. We're finally on the road with a caravan. See, and it counts the days. But morale declines as well. It shows your fighters and your Varl. Clansmen, who I think are more like peasants, essentially. Caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Moger, cracking open mead casks, from our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout camp. Toast to Wagner! You raise your drink, toasting the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in. Luden's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually, you sit down beside Wagner. Oh, well, let's chat with him. Thanks for the speech, slurs Wagner. Oh. Not for the speech. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Moger, I thought the damn governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried, then he asked me to clean up his mess, for your benefit, turns out. I'd have given the job to you too, and gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Luden? Hopefully the boy goes back to Arborang on his own, and I could take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like a con. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Don't you miss the fight, Uben. You down your mead instead of replying. Wagner slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but this... Pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be warriors would follow you for what you'd done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm next in line? These lines are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Wagner. Wagner stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. You rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Moger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Luden stalking in your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Wagner. You're needed. Ah, it's Luden. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grovheim? We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. Alright, get to see a map. This is the map of the world. You can explore by panning with R and zooming with L2 and R2. R2, L2. Alright. The location of your caravan is indicated here by Ubin's icon. World map is covered with many locations and holds much lore. You can explore the map at any time, selecting locations with L1R1 or L and X for more info. So, like, this is Hraven or Hron? Hron. The long snowfields, tall mountains, and sparse woods of Hron used to be a gathering place of dredge during the Second Great War. As Varl pushed them over northward, they took the land and settled it themselves, preferring the cold expanses over the warm, busier lands of men to the south. Now the territory is almost entirely Varl. Alright. Is that good for now? Researching, press circle. Okay, thank you. Sure, there's more to learn, but it's good to know we have a map. We head north, then east, past the forts. Grovheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Luden. Why not take the ships to Skrymerstead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skrymerstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge prints. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off to. Luden's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vetterfell if we're lucky. Camp, where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip them in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. Training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Tap leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to get back to the road. Select the hero's tent using L1 and R1. Alright, and press X. Here we go. Use these and X to select a unit and view stats, promote ranks, and learn about abilities. Use that to the ability button to learn about the unit's ability, so D-pad and X. Active ability, Bring the Pain. Rank 1. The character strikes an adjacent enemy for armor break damage before hunkering down and boosting his passive ability. Return the favor to return even more break damage for 1 turn. By using Bring the Pain, he can create a forward charge that punishes enemies for ganging up against him. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at our characters then. Oh, so these are everybody that I'm able to read on. So Gunulf. When Ubin became the Varl King's tax collector, he was given an entourage of bodyguards to help transport gold collected across Hron. Gunulf is the only one from the original group still alive, and for good reason. He already does have 4 kills, so I'll give him that. Which, if we go through... Should I promote yet? I might hold off on the promotion thing. I have a lot to recall. Luden. Luden is the Prince of Men, the first heir of a vast kingdom. Though disliked by peers and rivals on account of his high-born attitude, few question his intelligence, combat skills, or courage. Hakon. He's something of a legend in Varl culture. When he met Wagner, it was during the Second Great War, in which the two became known for cutting a swath through dredge, where others were struggling just to stay alive. Wagner was always the charismatic leader, but there was no question about which of the two would win in a fight. Alrighty then. Mogr. An old hand in Varl culture, long on the front line of the fight against the Dredge, he's had the occasional brush with leading a clan of his own, but eventually settled well into commanding Wagner's personal army of Varl warriors, and is highly respected amongst them. Nice. Alright then. That being said, I suppose we can leave. I mean, yeah, let me go ahead and promote Gunolf while I can. He's just got one promotion, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. So, break and points available. Spend on improving stats and talents. Activate one of the plus buttons above. So I can choose. Feel like, let me go ahead. His strength's already high. Let's make sure his strength is maxed first. That sounds good to me. Let's leave. Here we go.
Vedderfell. Even the name means bad weather, where frozen
Vedderfell.
wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with no.
I think this is open.
Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
We won't stop long. So that's what Ubin's supposed to sound like, I think. Is Vedderfell. By Hadderborg, that's a lot of Varl for some missing cattle. What? Couple days back, sent word to Strand, but the cattle didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself until it sinks in that you aren't here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know, my boy's seen men up the hills carrying them away. Don't know many men who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scalfings out here maybe. Could they have Varl working for them? Not from what the governor told me. I'm gonna take a look around and get camp set up. The peasant spits, his eyes anxiously darting about as the caravan sets up tents. We'll be here no more than a day. There's silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of Varl, are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You thinking of squatting not enough room for a couple hunters here? Forget hundreds of... Shut up. Hear that? Where's Luden? It's faint. Sounds like fighting. And something else. Hakan takes off at a run. A giant run. A sprint, as you say. Here we go. Actions afoot. It's got a little bit of a load time, but that's alright. Very, very story-oriented. But the combat... I feel like this is something I wasn't aware of. Hold on, press X on any tile while automatically make a path, but you can also set waypoints. Press square here to make a waypoint. And X to finish moving to avoid certain Oh, that is good. Spearmen can attack diagonally and up to 2 tiles away. Press up to compare your stats with the enemy. Luden looks to be in trouble. Oh. Oof. That may be Wagner. Hold on. Either that or some Varl. Armor block attacks on strength. For each enemy armor higher than your strength, there is a 10% chance the attack will be deflected. Notice the chance to hit shown above the attack button. Attack the enemy's strength. Oh, it's only a 50-50. Oof. Deflected attacks do no damage. From here on out, you will fail catastrophically if you don't break armor. Damaging both strength and armor is equally important. Oh. Well, there goes Luden. Oh, he may be dead. Alright then. We're gonna have to take out this big motherfucker, huh? Yeet! Alright, big axe him. See if Gunolf can get some damage in. Here, we can bring down his strength. That would be great. Oof. Should I go right up? That would leave... I betcha he would go right around Moger and hit Hakan, wouldn't he? Let me get this going then. Oh, Godolph's in trouble though, that's for sure. Ooh. Alright. Let's do this. Oh, that did like no damage. This one's almost a goner. You know, I think... You know, I might as well keep him here, huh? Let's rest, though. That might help. Ooh, Moger! Good on ya. Alright, and then Hakan gets a kill. Sweet. Oh, is he going to try and... Oh no, he's still after him. You hang in there, Ganulf. You're doing great. You're doing great. Oh, we got him boxed in. Yeah, we do. Boxed him. Yes! And Hakan gets a promotion. Victory! Hakan, promotion. Moger got at least one kill too, so that's good. Hakan, you trying to get yourself killed, Luden? What are you doing? I was trying to get a shot in between the plates. You never seen a dredge before, boy. What kind of idiot? Break their armor first. Where did they come from? We didn't even see them. They were just there. Hakan goes to where Wagner lies face down. The future Varl King lies motionless aside from a spreading pool of blood. Wagner's dead. Oh. Chapter 2. Cut with keen-edged sword. Just like that. Oh, and here's the other perspective. This should be the guy I was aware of. Or remembered the name of, still. Rook! That's Rook. And his daughter. Where did that thing come from? Shh, stay close. I think it's us. Oh. Big stone dredge boyos. Well, deployment happens before battle. Select your units, Rook and Alette, with the D-pad and deploy them within the blue squares using L and X. Press triangle to start the battle. Alrighty then. Right there. And ready. Careful, don't get too close. I need to get close to hit that thing though. There we go. Get a little bit of damage. Ooh. There you go, Alette. Hit it! Here, break his armor. Oh, he's after the girl. Oh no, he's after me. That'll stop you from damaging me so much. Nice. Good on us. Very nice. Victory! The foe's lying dead at your feet. +3 renown. Was that a dredge? Alette looks calm, but you can tell her heart is about to beat right out of her chest. It was. Let me see. Are you hurt? No, I'll be fine. When the dredge attacked your cart and the yaks bolted, it spilled most of your supplies. You can see more dark figures moving through trees when you glance that direction. All that food, that's the last we're gonna get before winter. What do we do? Don't run. Let me think. If we hurry, we can gather them before more dredge appear. Do you think you could handle more of them? Gather it. We gotta gather it. I could see them in the trees. Are you sure about this? No, we have to try. Be quick. Alette calms the yaks while you frantically toss supplies back into the cart. More dredge emerge, but you manage to get the cart moving again before they can close in. The colossal figures slowly recede into the distance. Supplies represent food and other goods used to keep everyone alive on the road. When supplies are gone, people will start to die of starvation. The more people are in the caravan, the faster supplies will diminish. You can see how many days of supplies you have left on the travel display at the top of the screen. Most towns will have supplies to sell, as well as a few items. Here, with that being said, this is the start of 2, and it looks like we're heading to Skoger. So I think I'm about ready to end this video here. Let's... Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's end it here, before we even get into the town. But... I think this game is great. Here, I'll quit so there's no cart music, but be able to resume from your laugh save when you return. Yep, that should be right after that battle. But that was Chapter 1 of Banner Saga, which I think is an incredible game, and I just think it's fun. The combat's fun. Obviously, that first chapter was mostly training and learning and that kind of thing, but it is a whole lot of storytelling, a whole lot of strategy, a whole lot of... I really like the music for some reason, and the art style is just great. Like, the music and the art style work so well. The music is just a symphony. A grand symphony. But with that being said, we will continue with Chapter 2 at a later date. I know this is kind of like a break because I haven't gotten to play Jedi Fallen Order in a minute. I've been mostly kind of like focusing on work here and there. But I figured I wouldn't mind playing this because I played this in my free time and I kind of want to show it off because I think it deserves it definitely deserves a look at from everybody that loves good storytelling. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night or whatever time it is for you. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and even if you'd like, join the Discord, which would be in our description below, as well as any of my other social medias if you're interested. My Instagram's actually starting to get a couple of followers, which I never really did before, but they like my little trophy hunting, I guess. So that's been fun. But anyways, have a wonderful night, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.